So the second mini-boss of Stone Tower Temple is Wizrobe, again. Ugh. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather see something new. I mean, he does get a little harder each time, but the battles are all so similar each time that I don't think people even notice the subtle differences. Once again, he has a little more health than the last time we faced him, but you probably won't notice. And just like when I faced him in Ikana Castle, he has the flamey attack that will burst into smaller rocks and fling in multiple directions when they hit the ground, so it's a little harder to avoid if you take too long compared to his ice attack he had before. There's also lava falling from the ceiling, which does something similar. It bursts and moves around and such. And there's a hole leading to the sky nearby, so try not to accidentally fall down, or up, I suppose, into it. I recommend staying close to the door and shooting him with light arrows if he appears on the upper platforms. If he's low as well as close, then you can try using your sword and possibly use a jump attack, which does tons of damage. Remember that you can use your compass to figure out which one is real. Wizrobe appears as a red dot on your map, making him super easy to defeat because you always know where he is. And that way you can figure out the real Wizrobe and not the illusion, because he appears as a dot on your map. After the battle is over, you can get up into the alcove to the far south to get some goodies in jars if you like, but then when you're ready to proceed, you want to hookshot to the chest that appears on the other ledge and open it to find the 11th Stray Fairy. Go down the stairs here and you'll encounter a new enemy called a Poe. Tattle mentions that it will go invisible if you Z-target it, so the trick is to stop Z-targeting it and then strike it when it's not attacking you. Between its attacks, it's vulnerable. When defeated, the ghost leaves behind a ghost. So you can then swipe it up in a bottle. So if you make Link drink it, then he will take damage. But you can also just sell them to the Curiosity Shop in Clocktown for 50 rupees, which I will be showing later on. You want to fly over to the opposite side and you'll face off with two more Poes. Now you can ignore them, but they will come after you. So an easy way to defeat them is to actually shoot out of the Deku Flower as they are passing over you. So it's kind of cool. See this? See this? They call me the Ninja Scrub. Now you'll see a chest on your minimap in the far corner, and to get there we'll need to fly into this upside down opening where we had the switch puzzles earlier to open the gate. There's now a new enemy in here called a Death Armos. That sounds scary. Intimidating. Tattle's clue is that they have a red emblem on their chest and back, a hint that you can then shoot them with light arrows to flip them temporarily. Well, that's great. What do we do with that? Once they're flipped, you can then taunt them into attacking and then back up and use your shield to avoid the explosion. Now, alternatively, you can also wear the stone mask to make yourself invisible to them, which makes this quite a bit easier. If you don't have that particular mask, you're going to have to kill all of them to get through here, unfortunately. Either that or just be very quick. You want to find the floor switch on the far south and step on it to put out the flames around the chest. You can play the Elegy of Emptiness to keep the switch pressed down, and then you can open the chest to find a small key. With that in hand, you want to return to the edge and hop down and enter the door on your right. Now you can go two different directions at this point, but our next destination is straight ahead. You want to shoot these spike mines with an arrow to blow up a few of them at least, and then you can use the Deku Mask to fly to the middle platform. There's some homicidal pottery here that would like to meet your acquaintance, but you probably don't have much in common. Besides, they always tell the same old stories. So you can use the Deku Flower here to reach the far door and go through to find yourself in a hallway with two bubbles. Now you can wear the stone mask to make yourself invisible to them, so you can just ignore them, and that's kind of sweet. However, if these things do manage to touch you regardless, you will be jinxed, unable to use your sword for a little while. However, cool tip, because this is a curse and the Song of Storms blows away curses, you can play that song to remove the jinx, allowing you to use your sword again. I think it's really cool that Nintendo took the time to add that in there, though the blue bubbles are often seen by themselves and not really with other enemies. I think it would have been cool to have like a Cave of Ordeals in Majora's Mask where we fight collections of tough enemies, like combinations. That'd be sweet. So blue bubbles and some other stuff. I mean, back in the good old days, all these Zelda dungeons always had like, you know, crazy combinations of enemies, and then that was what made them hard, is the fact that they were all together. So as long as we're here, you want to shoot them with light arrows to get tons of cash. I'll talk more about this in a little bit, but you want to run over to the other side and smash the crates to get some goodies, and then enter the door to face off with the third mini-boss, which I will show you in the next video.